I'm about to pee my pants.
You're about to go pee.
I'm about to pee in my potty pants. But
he's gonna go pee in his panties.
I got a pee on the podcast in my potty pants. The boys are back in town.
Guess who's back? Back again.
What are the songs we know that have back? Get back. You don't know me like that.
Hey.
It's not like coming back, but
baby back ribs.
okay. Yeah, dude.
Back.
Yeah. I was trying to think, what's that?
Baby got back.
Baby got back. There's
That's
that.
a good one.
Doesn't Mace have a whole song about welcome back?
Yeah.
It's Welcome Back Cotter, but Mace remixed it. So,
Okay,
yeah,
that's fun.
it's a classic.
Dude,
Your elbow?
my elbow.
Your foot
My
elbow.
foot elbow is
Yeah.
ashy, bro.
Yeah.
Do we have any lotion?
No.
We need like stage lotion.
I got like tons of chapstick.
Can we use that?
I mean,
I just cover my body
what
in
I
chapstick.
Used? Actually, oh wait, what I used? There it is. Hold on. Let's see if this works.
You gonna do it on me?
Yeah, dude. Okay, so it's actually just Aquaphor. It's not even for lips. It's for skin in general.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So here, dude.
There you
try
go,
this.
dude. Just right on my
That
ankle.
will do ya.
That was a lot.
Dude, look at that.
We're not rubbing that in, dude.
Give me a little bit of sound effects in the post. Yep. Dude, I'm shiny now?
Dude, look at that skin, dude.
Dude, it's like when it's like -5 below, you gotta walk to school, you put Vaseline all over your skin so you don't burn.
Dude, we should have done a sick before and after. Maybe the thumbnail we could do with the other ankle and then that ankle.
Dude, I need to get some sun.
Dude, you ever watch the show? I was telling Anna the other day. Did you ever watch that show back in the day, The Swan?
No.
So it was a reality show, or it was like a reality competition show where the premise was they would take ugly women and then they would give them like plastic surgery,
dude.
like make them change their habits and hobbies, and then they were like, here, now she's pretty. And it was called The Swan. And it's basically like Ugly Duckling.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's basically you just take a woman and you just take her glasses off and then you go, there you are.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's what they would do now.
Yeah,
and they would say
yeah.
you don't need to take your glasses off, but it's an option.
Yeah.
But back then they were like, yeah, that nose gotta go.
Yeah, they're like, put her on the table, chop her up.
Yeah, dude, it was insane. I'm trying to find it.
That's awesome, dude.
You can't find it anywhere
The
to
Swan.
watch.
Yeah, I
it
remember
had
that.
been like NBC or ABC.
Yeah.
And I found like on YouTube, only thing they have on YouTube that I found so far. I need to go to like Russian YouTube or something. But all I found is just the reveals.
Yeah.
So they don't show any of the surgery. It's just
Yeah.
like, now she's pretty. And I thought, dude,
The
you
emotions
could never,
probably
you can never
can't move
do that
anymore
now.
because
They're still swollen and
wouldn't
bruised.
there be like a waiting period too? Because like you have to heal from all that plastic surgery.
Yeah, exactly. You had to wait till like the swelling went down,
yeah.
all that stuff. It was
Didn't they do like a
insane.
show like that with guys too? I feel like they did.
Probably was like the same people that did
Same
it.
people, but just did it with dudes.
And I feel like you might be able to still get away with that today though,
Yeah.
with guys.
I used to love The Biggest Loser
Stuff smells great.
when they would like take these people and they would lose weight and they would have like
Yeah,
their diet
yeah.
plan. I love that show.
Yeah.
I love the idea of like your friends and family just standing there waiting for you, and then everybody dresses nice. They put their church clothes on, and then you just walk in, and it's like
Beautiful. Yeah, dude. I'm all about it. Well, listen, speaking of beautiful,
Hey,
I want to talk about the beautiful year we had.
that's right.
I thought the other day, we should just do a 2021 recap of like things that we like, things that we found, things that we rediscovered, whatever it is. And we came up with some categories that we're going to chime in on and talk about some of our favorite things. 2021 for me, I don't know about for you, was like most of the world made a meme of 2020 and 2021, but 2021 for me, actually 2020 was great overall. People had a hard time being in lockdown and stuff like that.
Right.
I thrived in lockdown.
Yeah.
2021,
Tiger
being
King.
in Wisconsin, we didn't have lockdown. So like everybody, the world's like, the rest of America's like, man, this is crazy. Like I'm stuck at home. I haven't seen anybody in 2 years. And I'm like, what? That's crazy. I'm reading that while in a restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. Around people.
Yeah. And so my kids got older.
They're like, I used to see like a bunch of memes like, or not memes, but just people saying comments like, man, I wish I could see my grandmother.
Just go see her. She might die, but who cares? No, but so anyways, 2021 for me was like fun, and there was like some great movies, which is one of the categories, a bunch of new stuff I found, got into, and stuff like that. So I think it'd be kind of cool, man. What do you think of 2021?
2021 was great, man. I mean, we started this podcast. 2021, dude. This is the year.
We saved 2021. We're the heroes.
Yeah, we're the heroes.
We're the true heroes.
We're the true heroes of 2021.
Yeah.
2021 was looking dark, but then Bros and Brothers came along,
dude.
and we changed
saved it.
30 people's lives.
Real quick, sidebar.
Yeah.
We had a number one fan,
Yes.
and that fan was your cousin.
Yes.
We gave him a shout out, and then
he was like, "And I'm out."
I haven't. So, Jonathan, if you still listen, leave a comment, let us know, because it was like we shot him out, and then I never heard from him again. But
I think he's just busy.
Yeah.
He's like traveling right now.
I get it.
For work.
I get it. But he was one of the only people who commented, so I miss him. But
so yeah, if you guys are watching, just comment.
Yeah,
leave
just
us
comment, let us know.
We'll talk.
I just thought that was funny. Also, by the way, we did miss an episode.
You're right.
And I mean, so many people reached out to me. It was like, "What happened to the episode? Did you guys break up? Are you guys still together? What's going on?"
Yeah, people are looking for the deets.
Yeah, was that just season 1? And we said, listen, sometimes angels need a break too.
That's right.
And we said we saved 2021. We need 1 week off so we can save 2022.
Sometimes angels, they don't fly.
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes their wings need a break.
Sometimes they walk.
And that was New Year's.
Right.
Speaking of New Year's, we had our annual youth lock-in where we stay overnight.
It was crazy.
In the building with the youth.
Just like 9 hours of nonstop games and and attacking each other and stuff.
Last year we didn't have one, obviously, because of the pandemic.
Right.
So I didn't feel old, but this one
year,
I definitely felt old. And I was always like, at least in my head, king of the lock, and I never sleep. I don't stop moving, because if you sit, you're out. You know. So
bro,
it's like,
did you sleep this year?
I did not sleep.
Because I saw you leave for like an hour.
I left for an hour, and I sat on my phone for an hour on a couch, and I was like, don't you dare fall asleep.
That was around like 5 o'clock, right?
Yeah, and I just chilled on the couch, just like checking Instagram. And it was just Instagram people just dancing and partying, and I was laying on the couch. But I felt extremely old. I was very sore.
I'm not going to lie, around 6 o'clock, I was dead.
Yeah.
Dead tired.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
Most people celebrate till like 2, 3, and then they're out, you know. But I spent the last, almost 20 years of my life staying up till like 7, 8 in the morning.
Every New Year's.
Yeah, and just like going hard.
As hard as possible.
Yeah, and so I started off as a kid, and I'm just having a blast. Then I became like a youth leader. And then it was like, okay, now I got to be in charge of some things. And then I became the youth pastor. So then I was like, I got to run everything.
Right.
And then this year, because you got to run it this year, I just got to chill. I got to take an hour break, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just got to go sit on a couch and just chill.
No, it was crazy.
Cool.
Like literally, we had our neon party for the big like countdown. Of noon, New Year's,
Noon years,
Noon Year's,
depending on where you are
Midnight,
in the world,
the opposite of noon, and we did our big like neon party, and as soon as like the clock struck 0, we were just dancing as hard as possible, and I'm pretty sure I broke both my legs in that moment. Like I was just dancing, going as hard as possible. Then for the rest of the night, I was just walking, or I was like powering through. Tackling kids, playing games on broken kneecaps.
I jumped into the mosh pit and was like, here's my chance. I'm punching kids. And I was punching dudes. I was punching girls.
Because that's the goal.
The
goal in life is punch a kid.
When can I punch a kid except for New Year's Eve when it's a black light party and we're all raging?
Yeah, unless it's summer camp and you got like a bounce house. That's another chance.
Tackle
some kids, maybe throw an elbow in there.
Also, Nick had a headlight on. So anytime
just blinding people.
Pointed at you, it was just like complete.
And it was like a powerful strobe.
Yeah, that was my goal. I was like literally strobing kids in the eyes, dude.
Oh, and we filled the entire building with smoke.
Oh yeah,
literally every inch of it was covered in smoke.
So we got it's a massive building we're in, and we filled the whole thing, and the fire alarms just kept going off. But nobody showed up to put the fire out. So
that's great.
So I also feel like we need to talk to our alderman.
What did we do last time? We had
our first event you're talking about.
The first event
that we did as a couple was prom.
It was
and
a
we
prom.
set out the fire alarms, and they actually came out. And it was very embarrassing.
And they came and they partied with us. It was fun.
Well, listen, 2022 is off to a good start. Let's recap 2021 a little bit. Okay, so I figured the first we could talk about is new podcasts we started listening to in 2021. And I don't know if you have any. So someday we'll do like our favorite podcast of all time.
Right.
But I found a lot of new podcasts I started listening to, but 2 really stood out to me when I was thinking about what are my 2 new favorite ones. One of them is called the Confused Breakfast Podcast. I don't know what the name means at all, but what it is it's three guys that talk about childhood movies.
Okay.
Like kind of similar. So when I found them, I was like, there's other people that talk about movies. So they talk about like all the great like 80s and 90s like family movies and stuff like that. And it's just three guys. They have no movie experience. They're not from Hollywood. They're literally, I think they're like in Michigan or Ohio or something like that, or Minnesota. One of those. They're all the same because only Wisconsin matters here in the Midwest. But everywhere else. But anyway, so. They just sit down, they break it down. One cool aspect they do is they give their what's called nostalgia rating. So they rate the movie from the mindset of when they saw it as a kid. And then they re-rate it after watching it again. So for instance, they'll watch a movie and they'll say, oh, when I was a kid, that was a 8.1, you know? And then they'll rewatch it and sometimes they'll give it a higher score. Like, wow, no, that's actually a 10. Like I didn't appreciate it. Or sometimes like, wow, that movie's terrible. I'm giving it like a 6.3, you know? So anyways, the Confused Breakfast Podcast, that's
Confused Breakfast Podcast.
Again, it's a movie podcast. I don't get why it's called that. I'm sure it's like some inside joke, but that's one. And another one I really liked is called Short History Of.
Okay.
So I think it's presented by like Noiser or however you pronounce that podcast group, but they do every episode. Every episode is like it's about a time in history, but it's like highly produced. Like it's like watching a documentary, but without being able to see it. Like it's just audio, so it's like music and interviews and all that stuff. They did one on the gladiators that's like so cool, and they're only like 20-30 minutes long. So you can like binge a bunch of them. But I've listened to a lot of history podcasts, and I still do, but I've listened to them for years. But this is a new one that I found in 2021, and I was like, dude, this is sick. So those are my two podcast recommendations. It's called Short History Of.
Short History Of.
And it's like ... I
gotta check that one out.
Yeah, dude. Because I know you like history, dude. It's like, I've listened to a bunch, and they do like ancient history, but then they do like they did one a two-parter on the like Cuban Missile Crisis and stuff like that.
That's really cool.
It's
man.
amazing.
So I've been listening to this podcast called Infinite Worlds, and it's based off of the there's an Infinite Worlds magazine.
Sure.
So they put on a podcast, and I think it's pretty new. I think it's actually it's either from 2020 or from 2021.
Yeah.
And it's super cool, man. They like deep dive into like sci-fi movies and stuff like that. Cool. That's cool. The first one I listened to was they did a whole series on the Mad Max movies.
Oh yeah,
it was so
sick,
good,
dude.
Yeah, they just get deep into like how the movie was made, the stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the Infinite Worlds magazine, it's super cool. It's just like about sci-fi. And it's like about all the weird deep cuts and stuff like that. It's really cool.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
I'm like I try to diversify what I listen to, but I pretty much listen to movie podcasts, comedy podcasts, and history podcasts. That's kind of where I like.
I listen to a lot of maker podcasts. Most of the podcasts I listen to are kind of like in the maker community and stuff like that. So one that I've like started listening to is the Modern Maker podcast.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's these three guys I follow on YouTube, and they're just pretty cool guys. They all have like different styles of making things.
Sure.
And they're kind of like West Coast guys.
Yeah.
And they just literally like a maker podcast is just them talking about what they're making and like what's going on in the maker sphere and stuff like that. But I like that podcast.
That's super dope. Good. Yeah, no, definitely the sci-fi one. I'm gonna
you gotta check it out,
for
dude.
Sure. That'd be super dope. Okay, was there any other podcasts?
That's it.
Okay, so did you have a podcast, Liv?
I'm not
good.
I'm Bros and Brothers.
You listen to podcasts.
I listen to podcasts.
You watch podcasts.
I like to watch them.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I always hear you like listening to like two females talking. Who are those chicks?
Yeah, I like. It's called the What We Said podcast. It's like a Vice column. They read viewer stories. They're really crazy.
Anna listens to like true crime. Not podcasts, but like video vlogs, and it's always like a woman in her apartment. And it's always like describing, so it's like very not produced well. It's just in their bedroom. They typically got cats running around. And it's not. This is multiple women,
right?
It's always
different
in their bedroom,
women, it's the same vibe.
Different cats.
Yeah.
And then it's like
it's a niche.
Yeah, talking directly into the camera, and then it's just like so much cuts. Like between every word, they take out the air, like every single cut. So it's just like, and there was a murder.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
But there's multiple.
Liv watches those too, man.
Yeah, dude. And I just go like, okay, I get it. The topic I understand. Men don't listen to true crime that much.
What's up with women and listening to like murder stories?
I heard Joe Rogan. He did like a 20-minute discussion about it, and they didn't come. His perception is that women want to know what men are capable of.
Huh.
And it's like, because typically the murders are men, and it's like not in the sense of like, I want to know what I'm up against. Sure, and there's a study that shows that now, because of that, women are way better at like being aware of their surroundings. Yeah.
But there is a thing too where I kind of feel like women are kind of like getting ideas.
Oh,
on how to kill people.
Well, that's like what was the show back in the day, like an A&E or
Snapped.
one of those? Snap,
dude.
Yeah,
like I feel like my mom used to watch Snapped, and she would just watch it. My dad would just like walk in, and like she'd just look at him like, if only you knew.
That makes sense. Well, hopefully someday Harvard does like a study on that. We can get some answers. Okay,
I want to know, why do women want to kill people?
Or just interested in like I'm gonna be watching it, and I'm like, you just watched 45 minutes on a child death. Like, I'm trying to have dinner, I just woke up or whatever it is. And, but millions of views.
This is too heavy.
We should start a true crime podcast.
Dude,
for men.
Yeah.
We only talk about women that die.
Yeah.
Women and like animals that kill people.
Yeah.
Oh, an animal true crime podcast.
That would be dope, dude.
We were like, and we can get really into like, this shark, it was his waters.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have been surfing there. That would have been sick.
Which reminds me, I'm going to jump into our next, or one of our next ones, which is our favorite Instagram pages.
Yeah.
And that reminds me of one on my list is Nature is Metal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. And I think we talked about it before on the podcast.
Yeah.
But Nature is Metal is just like, they just show the raw truth of nature and like animals attacking each other and like it's in the title. Nature is metal. The hardcore reality of like what happens in nature.
Whenever someday in the future we just do our all-time favorite Instagram accounts, that's gonna be a mine.
Yeah.
I didn't add this because I started following it before 2021.
Gotcha.
But it is one of my all-time. That account is like so gruesome, and like half the time you got to like let people know you're over 18 to like see it, and then you see it and it's just like a monkey eating a deer's brain or something like that. Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Or like a deer with another deer's head attached to it.
Yeah,
because they got hooked.
I did see that.
Then he ripped that off.
Yeah, man. And there's my favorites are like a tiger chasing people
or a bear chasing people.
Yeah, dude, that's so sick.
Dude, hearing like a tiger chase somebody, they sound like an engine, like a machine.
Well, tigers are my favorite animal of all time, and because they're my favorite, I like watching tiger attacks.
Right.
Now,
do you ever see the one with the big elephant where the tiger was chasing where he came up to the elephant and like coming head to head?
I've seen that one. I've also seen the guy who's riding the elephant and they don't see the tiger lurking in the grass and he jumps out of the grass to grab the guy. He actually like ripped the guy's arm off. That was sick. That was crazy. I mean, that's terrible for the guy.
Terrible for the guy.
All right, you guys some other Instagram accounts?
Yeah, okay, so speaking of the podcast, Infinite Worlds has an Instagram page.
Ooh.
And
Infinite World's on fire.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. You got to follow the Instagram page. If you follow their Instagram page, you will understand my aesthetic.
Gotcha.
Right? Because they do all this like
nervous.
They do all this like they go like into the deep cuts, dude.
Yeah.
Like the real deep cuts.
Right.
Where you're just like one-eyed kaiju aliens, attacking cities. And they go into like the weird sci-fi books that like nobody knows about, and stuff like that.
That's super dope.
All the imagery is like really great and stuff like that. And they do like they'll go talk about the Terminator on there. They'll talk about you ever seen that movie They Live?
Yep.
That's a great movie.
It's classic, dude.
Like any deep cut
sci-fi. That's where the Obey brand comes from.
Yeah. Any deep cut sci-fi thing is on there.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, follow that. You got any other ones?
Any other Instagram accounts? No.
Okay, cool. So I wrote a few down. One, again, I had to pick, okay, what are the ones I started following this year? And I didn't want to list a whole bunch because I started following a lot of accounts this year. But I followed kind of like a couple different themes this year. I followed like food specific ones, and I followed like kind of like graphic design and fashion ones.
Yeah.
And so there's a bunch of new food ones I also started following. I've been following some food accounts for years. There's some new ones I started following this year, but I got these three down. So when it comes to food, there's an account called Food 52. I don't know if they're associated with a magazine or something, but they post like just the best food, and they'll have links in the description for like recipes and stuff. I love to just get inspired. I'll like save them or whatever.
I've really been getting into like food reels.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like Instagram is just like suggests them to me.
Yeah.
And I'll send them to Liv. Cook this.
Well, if you want like the beautiful picture and the recipe to go with it, follow @Food52.
Okay.
Another one. This is so random. It's called John and Vinny Delivery.
All right.
So it's this guys that own a restaurant in California. So I can only eat there if I ever go to California.
All right.
But they specialize in like Italian food. And I solely follow it for the pictures because all they show is either pizza, like handmade on the spot pizza, or pasta. Pizza and pasta. That's all they post. And it's amazing because what they'll do is like, they'll be like, okay, here's the type of pizza we're serving today, and here's the type of pasta, and that's all we're serving today. And then and it's like first come, first serve. Whoever gets it, once we sell out, we sell out.
They just do that one pasta, that one pizza.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe like one or two that day, like if they're feeling, fancy, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, the account is amazing if you just love looking at pizza and pasta, which are my two favorite foods of all time.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love pizza. And I love pasta.
Yeah. So like follow them, and then someday, if I ever go back to California, hopefully in the near future, once I get a new governor. No, but I don't know. But once that happens, I want to eat there. And last but not least, another Instagram account is Sam Borghini.
Sam Borghini.
Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyways, he's a graphic designer, and his stuff is so sick. It's all like 90s. Like bootleg T-shirt vibe. Like,
that's cool.
It's like everything looks like it's been run through. Like his actual designs, he draws, and he obviously has like filters on it in Photoshop, Illustrator, whatever. But he draws like a shirt is screen printed.
Oh yeah.
So it already has the effect of the screen print, but he's actually putting the effects in there up front. And his stuff is like so dope. So he does like album covers and promotional stuff. He does T-shirts, obviously. I think that's mainly what he does. But if people like graphic design, which I know you do, you'll appreciate his stuff. And he's an illustrator. Everything's hand drawn, which is
really
like
cool.
super dope. So
I got another one. It's called Mechanic Tube.
Okay.
It's on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they basically just like they post all things that have to do with mechanical things, like different like machinery, industrial machinery.
Yeah.
They'll do like those like dioramas of how machines work and stuff like that. They actually have like a collection of like old school instructional videos from like the 50s, explaining how like automobiles work and stuff like that. And they get into the nitty gritty of like they'll walk you through of like how gear works, right? And then like they'll walk you from the basics of a gear to how a transmission works. Right. Like those like old school
I love the exploded diagrams. That's like some of my favorites of all time.
So cool.
Yeah.
And so the Mechanic Tube, it's like everything mechanical, like big industrial machines. I'm actually making I'm writing a little Instagram guide.
Yeah.
I'm actually picking these Instagram accounts from that guy that I've been writing.
Sure.
So it'll be up this week.
Dope. Super dope.
Do the podcast.
Okay. So I also put down favorite TV shows.
All right.
Of 2021. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube shows, and we're gonna get to like YouTube channels in a minute. But
it's like that's the thing. It's like TV.
Yeah. So I knew it was gonna be like, because there's a lot of shows I'm about to start. There's a lot of shows I started in 2021 that I was like, I'm not feeling. But I did have a few. One was 90 Day Fiancé. I didn't just start watching in 2021, but this year they had like 6 shows going and all the spinoffs and everything. And it was like, it got so trashy, which it means it got so awesome. So we've been like obsessed with 90 because it's like they have like 3 shows at a time, and then when one drops, a 4th one pops up. And it's like so like literally it hasn't ended. Like we're still watching 90 Day
So
Fiancé.
you're talking about like not just seasons. You're talking about other spin-off shows.
Yeah, exactly. So like I'm talking about 2021, not going back and rewatching old seasons. We spent the whole year watching all the current seasons. Like there's just so many of them.
Liv and I started watching 90 Day Fiancé this year, and I gotta say it's amazing.
Yeah. So that's been holding us down because every time we go to eat, we just want to put on TV quick, and we're like, oh yeah, we got that new 90 Day Fiancé. And obviously, I didn't write this down, but Anna and I have been watching the challenge for like 100 years. So and now they got on Paramount Plus, they brought back all the old school people from when we were like teenagers, and now they're competing again as old people, and it's awesome.
Back in 1876.
Exactly.
Back when the challenge was first formed.
Why do I always go back to 1870s?
I don't know.
Whenever I like want something old, 1870s is the year I go to.
For us, the 1970s is old. Before we were born.
I was going for like ancient.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. 1800s is like not quite ancient.
It's not quite ancient at all.
Another show we watched was called The Hype.
Okay.
The Hype was on HBO Max, and it was a clothing competition show, but it was all streetwear.
Nice.
So that was a cool show. The show's not great, but like the concept was cool. Offset's on it. The fashion was cool. So check out The Hype. Last but not least, I don't even want to say it, but it obviously was Squid Game. Squid Game, was awesome.
Oh, dude, Squid Games was amazing.
It's like it doesn't even need to be said, but I still got to say it.
I almost forgot that that's considered like a streaming TV show.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like a movie to me.
Yeah.
It's like that was on the level it was, like the storytelling. It was insane.
Yep.
I love
Season
Squid Games.
2 should be coming out soon. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know how they're going to do a season 2. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, yeah. I got like ideas, but I'm not going to share it because I don't want anyone to steal my ideas, because if I ever need to do the American version of Squid Game,
Right.
I got my own ideas.
Yeah, I got you.
Because I feel like there needs to be an American
I got
version.
you.
Yeah.
Dude, we started watching this show, and this show's from 2012.
Okay. No, but it doesn't have to be a new show. It's
We just started watching it this year.
Yeah.
It's from 2012. It only lasted 2 seasons.
Okay. This is promising.
We ran into the show. We're like, I think I heard of that before.
Mm-hmm.
Let's watch it. It's called The Neighbors. You ever heard of it?
No.
So basically, it's about a family
Mm-hmm.
that moves into a neighborhood full of aliens.
Okay.
So these aliens, they basically bought out like a gated community.
Yeah.
And they are colonizing Earth.
Sure.
Right? So one of the families of the aliens, they leave
Right.
the community and go
Yeah.
back to their planet.
Right.
And that this house opens up and these humans move in, and now they're surrounded by all these wonky, crazy aliens
Gotcha.
that think they know what humans are like,
Sure.
right? But they really don't at all.
Sure.
And
It's a total sitcom.
it's
like,
a sitcom.
cheesy.
What's
Yeah.
hilarious about it is that it's from 2012.
Right.
Right. So all the comedy and all the humor is 2012 humor. Right.
Gotcha,
So
yeah, I see
what's
what you're
what's super
saying.
funny about it is that the aliens,
Yeah.
they came and they chose their human forms,
Yeah.
right? And they're a mixed race family.
Sure.
So like the husband's like a 45-year-old white man, from England,
Right.
And
Okay.
then the wife is like a young black woman from
Yep,
England.
yep.
And then they have 2 sons. One's an Asian.
Okay.
And one's like a really skinny, small ginger kid.
Okay. So you're saying the future?
Yeah,
is what you're
the
saying?
future.
Yeah.
So the entire show is just that playing on that dynamic of like them being those races,
Yeah,
but not
yeah.
knowing how humans react.
yeah,
so
yeah.
there's a bunch of like racial jokes and stuff like that.
Classic.
They do a lot of like humor that you just couldn't do these days.
Yeah.
And like I
you
love
mean
watching the show.
funny?
Yeah, funny stuff. Yeah. We love watching it, just pointing out like, oh, you could do that. You couldn't do that today. You could do that today. And what was great was when we got into season 2, we knew that the show was canceled. Right. Like it didn't get another season.
Yeah.
So we were like pointing out all the reasons why it got canceled. This is why the show got canceled.
This joke is why the show got canceled.
They started like breaking the fourth wall, which was funny.
Yeah.
Like, pointing out that there were a show and stuff like that in the show. But then they started doing it way too much.
Like 3 times an episode.
Yeah.
Got too much.
By the time it was like by the end of the second season, they were doing it like every other beat.
Yeah.
But no, it was a great show. We loved
dope.
it.
I like it.
And what other shows were we watching? Oh, I started watching Attack on Titan.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is an anime. It's
Yep.
super
I've watched that. It's
insane.
great. Yeah.
We're all the way caught up, right?
But no, we have this last season to catch up.
We're working on the last season right now.
Sure.
At first, we couldn't find it dubbed because we're watching it dubbed.
Sure.
But it's an anime, and it's
Lame.
about these like crazy, huge humanoid titans.
Yeah.
That are like attacking this civilization.
Right.
It's
and
insane.
all naked.
Yeah, they're all naked and stuff.
Naked.
Yeah.
That's why I loved it.
That's why you liked it?
Yeah. I was
That's
like,
why
look
you
at
loved
those big old naked
Look at those big old naked titans.
Yeah, dude.
Just walking around.
Sick.
What was crazy that they would just start running,
Yeah.
and they would like run all weird, but naked.
Right. And their mouths were all weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was sick.
It's a super gory show,
Oh, yeah.
which I loved. It was
Yeah.
great.
It's definitely not a kid's show.
Definitely not a kid's show.
So if you got kids, don't let them watch it because they're naked.
They're naked.
They're so naked. I mean, you don't see anything,
No,
but.
because they're not like, they don't have things.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay.
They're just naked.
By things, he means clothes. They
Yeah,
don't have
they don't have
clothes. All right. So, so that was one. Another thing I want to talk about was some of our favorite YouTube channels that maybe we discovered in 2021. So YouTube channels. So I got a few. And like I said, maybe someday we'll do like our favorite YouTube channels of all time. But these are YouTube channels that I started in 2021. One is, I talked about it before, but I think it was a Nick's pick. But Harry Tornado. He is a wholesome reseller. So he gets vintage clothes, not even clothes. He's more of an items guy, and or just random stuff. He'll find a box of batteries at a Goodwill, and anyways, he sells them. He's inspirational. He's amazing. He makes a ton of money. Now he's getting famous off YouTube. But if you just want to watch a guy hunt for stuff you think is garbage and then watch him resell it, Harry Tornado. Another one is Van Neistat, which is Casey Neistat's brother.
Oh yeah,
his channel is
one of
just
my picks.
yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's all right.
No, his channel is awesome, and maybe you could talk more about like what he does. Another one I got is Japan Go. Japan Go. So it's a whole account where there are many, documentary episodes, and it's just different things that are happening in Japan. So you do a whole episode on like a guy who still makes samurai swords or katanas. Another one is like they have this like cat island. So it just explores what the cat island is. And
that's crazy.
They did a whole episode of like how are the cats surviving because people can't travel to it because of the pandemic. So like what's going on with them. Japan Go is awesome because every episode is completely different. Japan just Go exclamation. So Japan Go.
Oh, Japan Go.
Yeah. And it's like they're I'm assuming it's American made because a lot of stuff's be in English, but then when they interview people, it's subtitled. But anyways, Japan Go is a great account. Another one is he's a massive YouTuber, but Joshua Weismann. He's a chef, food guy. I avoided following him because his stuff's so like fast paced, and even though I actually edit that way when I'm editing videos, when it comes to food, watching people, because most of the stuff I watch on YouTube is cooks.
Is he this chefs guy that like did the whole thing on like on a wok itself?
No, that's a guy named Alex.
That's
He's
Alex.
The French
Okay,
guy, Which he would have been in my top, but I started watching him a while ago. So
I actually started watching him this year.
Yeah, he's great.
So he's really cool.
This guy, he's huge. If I showed you a picture, you know who he is. And but I was like, I'm just gonna sit down and ingest it. And once you get through a few, you go like, okay, I get the pacing, I get the rhythm. But his content's actually good. He shows you how to make everything from scratch. So that was it. Last but not least, this is not a channel. It is a channel, but it's a show on a channel. And I talked about it before, but the pizza show.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually older. It's like 4 or 5 years old. But
is that the one where you found the pizza taco?
Yeah, exactly. The Philly taco.
The Philly taco.
Yeah, So anyways, he goes all over the world and all over the country, and he discovers new ways to do pizza. And it's on the Munchies channel, which is like owned by Vice, whatever. So anyways, Munchies channels, I guess is what I'm recommending. And it's a good channel too. But the show I discovered this year was the pizza show.
Right.
So that's my YouTube picks
for
the year.
Yeah, I like Van Neistat. Obviously, him and Casey, they both studied with Tom
Sachs.
Yeah. And I was watching a bunch of Tom Sachs this year too.
Oh yeah.
Which Van Neistat helped him with
like,
a lot of those videos.
10 years ago, I became so obsessed with Tom Sachs.
Yeah.
Like I was into everything he did, and still am. But it started about 10 years ago. I was like,
I love his work.
Yeah, it's so amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff. And what I love about the philosophy with Van Neistat carries from that is the like making fixing things.
Yeah,
taking things and fixing them to be your own and like making a mark on them, which I've always vibed with that. Like I'm always writing my name and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like he dates everything. Which is really cool.
Well, what's cool about him is obviously him and Casey are filmmakers first.
Right.
And then simultaneously with him being a maker. So what's cool about his channel is 9 times out of 10, his videos it's a film about him making, which is cool because most of the other makers kind of follow the same recipe for videos.
Right.
And because he's a filmmaker almost first, or like I said, simultaneously with being a maker, he's not a maker turned filmmaker. He's both at the same time.
Right.
So he could actually document his making in a cinematic, not even a cinematic way, but in his own way. So his channel's incredible. Yeah.
Right, because there's like I follow a lot of makers, and one of them I'm going to mention right now. His name is Burbon Moth Woodworking.
Okay,
this guy's really funny.
Yeah,
like he's really like he's funny. He's like got like a dry humor kind of thing to him, and he's very like he's a fine woodworker. Like I'd call him a fine woodworker.
Yeah.
Mainly in cabinetry,
sure,
like putting together cabinets and stuff like that. But he kind of also follows that format of makers where they kind of walk you through a project. Right. And I feel like Van, he doesn't do that.
Sure.
He tells a story. Right. Like it's more like he's painting a picture.
He's narrative first.
Yeah.
Everything is narrative.
Which I like both. I like both. They're really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of my picks would be Burbon Moth.
Sweet.
Woodworking.
Cool.
Check him out if you like maker stuff.
For sure.
You want to learn how to like do some woodworking stuff. He does it in a fun way where he cracks jokes like every corner.
Yeah.
I like that guy a lot. Let me see. Let me pull up my little notes.
For sure.
YouTubers. Okay. 1000.
Okay.
He's an artist YouTuber, and I've been following him for years.
Yeah.
But this year he's like really stepped up his style and his production.
Yeah.
And he's been a muralist. Like he's a muralist, and he does like these big murals all over the world and stuff like that. He's really well known for like the murals that he's done.
Yeah.
But this year he's really just been focusing on literally he's making a studio. Like he's building his own studio. He's doing art in the studio, and he's like focusing on making cool videos.
Yeah.
So he's getting really into the art of like making these cool art videos.
Sure.
And he does like cool challenges from the art community, like challenges people, and then like he'll do compilations on that.
Right.
And he's just been doing these really big challenges this year. And he made this like deck of cards, and he made like 11 videos based off of it. He made like $1 million on a Kickstarter, like based off of like this deck of cards. It's because like he was telling a story, off of like each card, and like the community was helping him design things. He was getting like advice from people, like what they would like to see. Yeah. So it was like really like a community based like big project. Right. And 1000. If you haven't seen his channel, check it out. He's a really good artist.
I never even heard of him.
Yeah, 1000, dude. He's really cool.
Well, dude, we're putting people on to some dope stuff. Okay. Another thing I wrote down was favorite objects of 2021. Okay. Now that's kind of obscure. Yeah. But I was thinking about some stuff that's like, okay, what are things that I got in 2021 that I'm like, that either I think are really cool, that I use, whatever. There were so many things, but I wrote down just a few. And one was a power bank. So that little thing you could like plug your phone into to charge it. That has been like
useful.
Yeah, it's been around forever. I've used them in the past, but dude, this year, just doing a lot more on my phone, making videos, whatever it is, just being able to plug it in and charge it whenever I need it. Yeah, has been like a game changer. And I use a super cheapy one, and it works great. But now that I've gone a whole year using this one, I'm going to buy a really big fat one, a nice one that charges it really fast, but it has an outlet so you can plug like your laptop in or like whatever. But that has been like my number one use thing this whole year. I use it almost every single day. Nice. About halfway through the day, I need to plug it in, especially because I got an iPhone 11. And so that thing's like, by now it's like getting garbage, It's like they designed the batteries are dying, so I've had to use a lot more. But even with my new phone, I want to be able to just plug it in.
Wherever you are.
Charge
We're going to Disney World soon.
Yeah,
it'd be nice to have that.
So I got 2 ready for Disney World because I'm still shopping around for the big one I want. And I don't want to carry a big one around at Disney World, but it's great for just have it in my backpack because I just plug my phone in.
Dude, I need to get that because like I go to a lot of like warehouses and I'm like waiting there for like hours. Yeah. And it's like a lot of times, there's nowhere to plug your phone. Yeah.
You should just get the big heavy duty fat one that you don't gotta charge once a week and then you're like good to go.
Stepping up the game.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, dude. Power bank. Okay, that was
power
one.
Bank.
Okay. Another one is a pasta cutter.
Yes.
Now for Christmas, you guys got me a pasta machine.
That
I haven't used it yet, but you roll the dough, you can make like spaghetti or whatever. But I make handmade pasta. I'm obsessed with making it. I actually like making it more than I even like eating it. I love eating it, but I love just getting in and making it with my hands because you literally start with 3 ingredients and at the end you have a meal for everybody, right? So we do different sauces, whatever. But
looks delicious. I haven't tried your pasta yet.
You gotta try it, dude. I'm still like tweaking it, getting it right. But what I used to do is I'd roll it out and I would have to hand cut it, either with a knife or a pizza cutter. But then I invested in a pasta cutter. Nice. So it's basically 4 or 5 mini pizza cutters. Yeah. And what's cool is they're on an accordion type situation. So you can do like as small as like fettuccine. It's about as small as you can get, or you can go up to like even like ravioli.
Fettuccine.
Oh yes, and I meant to say it. Fettuccine.
Ravioli.
Then, I don't have the ravioli cut. I do have the ravioli crimper, not the cutter. That's a whole different story. But I can do up to a lasagna. So anyways,
are you a crimper or are you a blood?
I'm Italian. So,
Okay, right.
but you can change the size of it by using the accordion. So I make pappardelle, which is like, almost an inch thick or so, depending on how thick you want it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was my nickname in high school. But anyways, you cut it with it, and it's changed my life because for every one push, I'm getting like 6 noodles versus like one. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, pasta cutter was a game changer. Last but not least.
Versus one, and then the other one's not even.
No, exactly.
Like
and you're just like, you're rolling it like that because the pizza cutter is like, yeah. So this one, you just push it forward.
Nice.
And last but not least, I actually have this to show you. Okay, so these right here, this is a vintage set of, C.S. Lewis's Grace, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Now, what's cool about these is I did 2 things. I wanted to collect 2 series of books, but I only wanted to get them at thrift stores.
Right.
So I hunted down, one was I got the whole set of a series of Unfortunate Events. Okay. I never read it, and maybe my girls will read it someday, but I just wanted it because they look cool. I used to love the movie, and I was like, I looked for it. So it took me a year to find all the books. These, it took me about 3 weeks to collect all of these.
Dude.
They were at the Goodwill bins, and I knew once I found like 2, I'm like, the whole set has to be here. I had to keep going back after a few weeks, going through every single book. Finally, I got them all. What's cool about this version of it? This is in the original order,
Right?
Because they changed the order in the 90s,
Right?
And they moved like 3 or 4 of them around. But this one, and you can still read it obviously in any order you want,
Right?
But this is in the original order of how it was written and how it's supposed to be.
That's so cool. My grandmother used to have a collection of these books.
Yeah.
And actually, the first one I read was The Magician's Nephew.
Yeah. So from 1990 on, that's number 1.
Right.
But
Okay.
in the original set, that's number 2.
Gotcha.
So, and everybody says to read it in the original order because I read it as a kid in the order that came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I had those books, but these are from the 80s. They got that crappy 80s graphics that just look so good now. Yeah.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah,
dude.
and then like they have some of the original illustrations on the inside, like the sketches. So, anyways, that's one of my favorite objects because they're perfectly yellowed, but they're like in mint condition, like in that sense.
Sick.
They don't have like somebody's name on the inside. Yeah. So, anyways, someday I'm gonna read all these with the girls, and it'll be super cool. So I got them all.
Love it, man.
So that was my favorite objects. Oh, and then this right here, this knife.
Yeah.
I technically got this for Christmas at the end of 2020, but I really started using it in 2021. I have ADD, so on the podcast, this saves me a lot of time because otherwise I just rub my nose the whole time. But it's this pretty cool Japanese blade.
And it's as sharp as possible.
Oh, yeah, dude. This thing
just
is like
using it as like a fidget
yeah, you
gadget.
could like totally like shave the hair off right there. And it's carbon steel.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful because it can get oxidized and all weird, and you can tell it's already like black at the bottom. But anyways, I love this thing. It keeps me focused, and it's like a fidget spinner for like adults. Yeah. And a minute ago, I started doing this on my leg, and I got so scared if that slipped out, I just put a stab my leg. But anyways,
stab your
yeah.
like,
So I love this object. I love the way it feels. It's like brass. Anyway, pretty cool.
That's super cool.
You have any objects of 2020?
Yeah, man. This lightsaber right here, bro.
Oh yeah,
dude.
We got that in last January.
Yep.
And we're going again this January.
And I'm so sad because I broke it.
Oh.
I broke it because like it detaches, and this is like the movie accurate.
Sure.
This is like Luke Skywalker's
dude.
Lightsaber, right?
Gotcha.
From episode 7.
Nice weight to it.
Yep. And what's funny is that I twisted this off, right? Because I was going to show my sister. I had the one that actually carries the lightsaber. So it's two separate pieces. The movie accurate piece, and then the piece that has the lightsaber blade. And I was twisting it off, but then this part just kept twisting on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
And what happened was the wires got cut off.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to fix it this year.
Yeah, you can probably do it.
2022, baby.
Dude, it shouldn't be that hard to fix a lightsaber.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard, yeah.
How
Just
mad
get
were you when you were a
crystal.
kid when people would say lifesaver? Did you ever grow up with, I would be like, they're like, I love the lifesaver.
Yeah.
And I would like, or like your mom would be like,
nerds. Yeah,
what do you want? You want one of those lifesavers for Christmas?
Yeah, those guys
Mom!
they're
Not my mom. She was a nerd. When it comes to sci-fi movies.
Right,
but,
yeah. No, but okay, so another object that I love is this right here.
Sick.
Hold this, not this.
Oh, okay.
That's just
Get that out of here.
an eagle head. Dang paint.
Okay.
I got introduced to this here, and here I'll show you this.
Yeah.
This right here
Okay.
is Gold Montana.
Yeah.
This has been always my favorite paint.
Yeah.
It's super buttery.
Right.
It's like a a medium to low pressure paint.
Sure.
Right. So it's really like
I see a lot of guys online use that.
This is like one of the gold standards for paint.
Is that where they get the name?
That's why they call it gold. Montana, they also make a black, which is like high pressure.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Right?
Yeah.
I always love these, but these right here are super expensive.
Right.
They're expensive for no reason. Dang paint.
Yeah.
They make like
Dang paint.
an affordable,
Yeah.
super opaque,
Yeah.
beautiful paint.
That's dope.
And it's just like it reminds me of like old school graffiti cans, like iron locks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's got a really nice paint formula in here, and I love the branding.
Yeah, I was gonna say
The branding is like insane.
If I didn't pay attention, I would just start drinking this.
Yeah, but they're like $4 a can.
It reminds me of like Bang.
Yeah.
But it's Dang. That's sick.
Yeah,
dude.
so
that's super dope.
This is a new paint that I've gotten into in 2021, and I've fallen in love with it.
That's super dope.
So Dang paint. That's
and
what I
I've been
love.
seeing it in the set this whole time, and I literally thought it was like an energy drink or something like that.
Yeah.
So
No, it's
that's pretty
great,
cool.
man.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Another thing that I got for Christmas, two things.
Santa.
One is I got from you, I got a nice, beautiful jeweler's vice.
Oh yeah.
And ever since I got it, I'm like fidgeting with it and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's a small little vice about like that big
Yeah.
right there. And it's got all these holes on the top and two pieces that screw together, right?
Right.
And then you get to put, like, you know what it is. I'm just explaining it.
Yeah.
It's got metal pegs that you
Right,
can put on the
yep,
top, and then
yep.
basically you can configure them to hold any little object.
Yeah,
Like any
totally,
small, tiny
yeah,
object.
right.
Well, I got a gift card, a $50 gift card
Okay.
to
Ooh,
Menards.
big money.
Yeah, for my sister.
Okay.
She gave me a gift card to Menards,
Yeah.
which is like,
Shout out Menards.
yeah, bow, 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 bow. This podcast is sponsored and brought to you by Menards.
Yeah. Home Depot sucks.
What's the Menards saying?
Say
Big money at
Menards. Which, by the way, can I point this out? Menards looks like an evil castle.
I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Menards family.
If that's what they're going for, they nailed it. Like an evil castle.
Well,
it looks
what's
like an evil
nice
castle.
is Home Depot's very inviting for
Right.
all the moms and the people who are like, I think I'm going to plant a garden. And
Yeah,
Menards,
yeah.
you be like, you better know what you're looking for or get out.
That's
Yeah,
right.
And I like that. It filters them out.
I love Menards, and I got a $50 gift
Right,
card. to
big
Menards.
money.
And what I bought, I was like, I was just window shopping.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I had my $50.
I'm a window shopper.
Exactly. So I was
50
just-
Cent.
50 Cent.
50 Cent made
50
that song.
bucks.
Now you got $50. Upgrade. Shout out Menards.
Shout out Menards. Shout out 50 Cent.
Yeah. Always.
So,
Yeah.
shout out
get
Evil
rich or die,
Castles.
get rich or die trying.
Shout out evil castles
And by the
everywhere.
way, you got rich and you didn't have to die trying.
That's right.
You got $50 gift
Yeah.
card to Menards. So.
And also, I didn't get shot.
Oh no, you didn't get shot 7 times, and
Yeah.
you don't have the beef with the game. So,
Yep.
so
We're
good.
good.
Shout out Menards.
Although
Shout
I
out.
would like to wear a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, in which you might be able to get at Menards.
Menards.
Shout out Menards.
Shout out Menards. Anyways, which you probably need because it's an evil castle.
Right, because it'll block a sword for sure.
Yeah,
Shout
it'll definitely
out
block a-
Menards. Home Depot sucks. Okay.
All right, so anyways, so I'm just looking at all the tools, right? I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm just looking around like, ooh, I should just buy a bunch of little tiny screwdrivers. Ooh, I should just buy a bunch of little tiny files.
Right.
Ooh, I should buy a bunch of like cool looking, intricate drill press pieces.
So you're going like, how far can my $50
Exactly.
go?
How
Right,
far
yeah,
can I
yeah.
stretch this
How many
$50?
things can I get?
I'm literally just holding a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
right. I didn't get a cart or anything.
Sure,
Who
sure.
needs a cart?
No.
Just hold everything.
Yeah, of course.
Be a man, walk into
Yeah.
the store and hold everything that you're gonna
I
buy.
believe that 100%.
If you can't hold it, you can't buy it.
That dude, I used to do that all the time, and half the stuff I get is cold. I got cold
Yep.
milk, and you're like shivering, but
And
you
then
got to keep going.
You got like the milk hanging on your pinky.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my technique. And the problem is I go cold items first every time.
Every time.
And then you're shaking while you're looking for
You get
chips.
numb.
Yeah,
You
dude.
get
Yeah,
numb.
yeah,
It's like a painful numb
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yep.
Anyways, so I'm holding all this stuff, and
Yeah.
Liv is like, finally, Liv is getting like the revenge, or like I'm getting the revenge on Liv, because
Yeah.
usually we go shopping,
Right.
and I'm the one just standing around
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
like
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at the sky.
Yeah.
Just wondering when we're gonna leave,
Right.
And I know how to handle the situation.
Yeah.
You find somewhere to sit,
Right.
and you just sit
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
let her do her shopping, right?
Real dad vibes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love to sit.
Yeah.
I love a good sitting
You're
spot.
like, I just like the people watch.
Yeah. I put on like my dad clothes and I just sit.
Yeah,
People
dude.
watch.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
I get it.
No, but she was just standing there the whole time, just like, man, just pick what you want and let's leave. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to fit.
This is my Disney World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we go into an aisle
Yeah.
and I see Dremel tools.
Yeah, dog.
Little rotary tools that you hold in your hand.
Yep.
And I saw you got one for Christmas.
I did.
And I was eyeballing it.
I did, man.
And I was looking at it, and I was like,
by the way.
My mouth was drooling. I was like, I want that tool.
Dude, I don't have one, but I carved my signature into my AirPod case.
Nice.
Anna and I get ours confused, and my signature's in there.
That's what you got to do, man.
It looks terrible, but
it doesn't matter.
I didn't use the right bit.
Okay,
because I don't have like an engraving bit. I just use like a rotary bit.
Yeah.
That was it.
So I put everything that I had in my hands down.
Yep.
Because I bought a $40 Dremel light.
Woo.
So it's like a battery powered one.
It's
sick. Super cool.
That's sick.
I've always wanted a Dremel tool, like a little rotary tool to carve things and like engrave things. And you can get like all these cool cutters and like cut plastic and carve into like sculpt things. So it's a game changer.
Well, dude, we should get together. We should rotary tool it up.
We should. I'll get my jeweler's vise.
Dude, that's
we'll get little items.
Yeah, man.
You can put your AirPods into the jeweler's vise. I'll hold it.
That would have been easier because I was trying to hold it and it would shoot out of my hand. Yeah.
Jeweler's vise.
Yeah.
You know what
we
I'm
can
saying?
engrave your lightsaber.
We can engrave my lightsaber. We can open it up, put the wires together.
Yeah. That'd be sick.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Was there any other objects you had? What'd you spend the other $10 on? Like beef jerky?
No.
A ton of beef.
I got a digital caliber.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I've always wanted one.
My batteries just died on mine.
Yeah.
And I like stressed out because I use it constantly. I use it for like literally everything.
I had 2 cheap plastic ones.
Yeah.
But they work.
Yeah.
Because you just set them.
Right.
The way I use them is I'll transfer measurements.
Yeah.
And like the way I make things, it's very sloppy, so I don't need to be too precise.
Yeah.
But I finally got a metal one.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be amazing.
That's sick. My digital one, the only thing that sucks about it is, so I got to get a new one, is it doesn't lock into position.
Okay, yeah.
Which sucks because like the cool thing is like if you know the number, like even if it moves, you can go right back to that number. But then that's an extra step. And
there's something about just locking it where it's supposed to be.
Exactly. So typically, I don't make a whole bunch of stuff. Typically, when I'm making stuff, I'm modding stuff.
Right.
And so, like, whether it's gear, tech stuff, whatever. And so, a lot of stuff has to be precise. So, I need a good one. My
I remember my dad used to have like a $600 one.
Yeah.
Because he was a machinist.
Yeah.
And now he's not using it anymore. He wasn't using it anymore, so he just like pawned it off.
Oh, sick.
And I was just like, man, I wish I would have had that.
That'd have been tight.
It would have been nice to like
There's a lot of stuff. There's not a lot of stuff. There is things I remember my dad having that now I'm like, oh, I wish I could have kept that or told him to give it to me or whatever.
Yeah.
And he probably just like threw it away. Totally. So my dad's a lot like me where it's just like, I haven't used this in 2 weeks. I'll just throw it away. Yeah.
No, but actually, this year I started, I think this was the year, or was it 2020? I started driving a semi-truck.
2021.
2021, it was this year.
Yeah.
February.
First year.
Sick, dude.
So one of my favorite objects is the manual transmission.
Oh, tight.
Driving a 10-speed.
Yeah, man.
I love it. I'm really like, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
And I'm having a lot of fun.
That's sick.
Driving a semi-truck.
I
like to back it up. That's my favorite thing.
What? Wait.
Yeah, baby.
Dude, I haven't used that in a minute. Okay.
Whenever I get to a dock, I put the window down.
Yeah.
And I say to myself, I'm backing it up.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It was like,
I thought you were setting me up for that, so I'm sorry.
No, it's cool.
Okay.
I say, oh yeah,
Yeah.
and then I say, I'm backing it up, and I do this.
Okay, last category was favorite movies of 2021.
Favorite movies.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, man.
Let's
I
hit
go
it.
first. I could totally go first.
Okay, I mean.
So favorite movies of 2021.
Yeah.
It's going to be Dune.
Okay.
I haven't seen that many movies from 2021.
Sure.
So it's going to be Dune.
Yep.
And Spider-Man.
The new Spider-Man.
Dune was amazing. We've already talked about it. Spider-Man No Way Home was amazing. I saw it twice.
Haven't seen it.
One of my favorite Spider-Man movies.
Yep.
If you haven't seen it, you need to see
everybody
it.
says. I know. I need to. The problem is I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, you haven't seen any of them.
Yeah.
And, you know,
but I will someday.
I don't know if we could be brothers.
Someday when I get COVID for the third time.
Yeah. You just binge watch all of them.
Okay, so my favorite movies of 2021, I got a list, and I'm going to go through them fast. First one, Pig, Nicolas Cage. We talked about Pig before.
Oh, yeah.
It's about the truffle hunter. That is, okay, no, shoot it off. Okay. What is it?
Don't Look Up.
It's
Have you seen it?
Netflix movie.
It's a Netflix movie.
Oh, the new one that just came out?
Yeah, we saw it, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but it's some of my favorite actors and one of my favorite directors.
You got to see it. It's really good.
Okay, so Pig is one. Dune was another one. I thought Dune was incredible. Another one is The Mitchell versus the Machines.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. That was such a good movie.
It's by the same crew that did the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, my gosh.
So the art style is like...
The art style, the comedic beats, the story arcs, everything.
Like my girls just never stop staring at it. And it's a whole message of basically of like, it's like this father and daughter, and he's like, get off your technology machines, and like let's spend time together. And then they learn to have the balance of like, yes, our phones and stuff can provide good things, but also yes, we need to spend time with our family. So being a dad, I'm like, I can relate, even though my girls don't have their own phones yet. But okay, so Mitchell versus the Machines. Another one is Nobody. It's Nobody. It's basically John Wick, but for like a
Nobody. Yes, dude. So,
that
is such a crazy movie.
It's great. If you haven't watched Nobody, check out Nobody.
Such a good movie.
Another one is Wrath of a Man, and it's Jason Statham. It is, if you have not seen it,
I saw the trailer.
Watch it, dude.
Love the trailer.
The twists and turns in that movie is like next level.
I've seen all the trailers.
Okay, you've seen trailers. That's the movie you got to see.
Yeah.
Wrath of a Man. I love Jason Statham. I love Guy Ritchie. He's one of my favorite directors.
Yeah.
It's a great combo.
No, that one looked good. That one looked really good.
It's great. Watch it.
I watched the trailer and I thought to myself, I gotta see that one.
I gotta see that. It's about like it's a heist movie, but like done like no other heist movie's been done before. Last but not least, Matrix 4. People did not like it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Watch it. I'm not gonna spoil it. I will say this though: the people that don't like it don't understand.
They don't get it.
They don't get it. Dude.
I love that.
And Matrix is my favorite movie of all time. 2 and 3 are up there. Again, people didn't like those. I love those.
Watching a movie, connecting with it.
Yeah.
And then watching society reject it.
I say if you were iffy about it, which almost everybody that I know was iffy about it, rewatch it. Because you're not as smart as me, and you didn't get it the first time. And the way I understand it makes it a great movie.
Another movie made by the same directors is Speed Racer.
Speed Racer is incredible.
It's just like that.
Every movie they've done
an amazing movie.
Is so good. People hate Speed Racer,
but they don't get it.
It's like
it's because they don't get it.
Yeah,
they don't understand.
They don't understand what's happening inside of there.
Understand the magic.
It's great. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
What are we gonna do? More movies?
No,
because I got more movies.
Okay, go.
Okay, so those are the movies I saw that were from 2021.
Right.
But Liv and I, we started doing these movie marathons, right? And the one that we've been working on is the Wes Anderson movies. All of them.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I watched the French Dispatch that I really loved.
Yeah.
And it's actually from 2021.
Sure.
But I think Isle Dogs, right here, representing, is probably my top favorite.
Sure.
And if the next one in line is got to be, for me, it's a tie between Hotel Budapest.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Grand Budapest, yep. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And
it's probably one of your all-time favorites.
Yeah. you know me with my titles and names.
I get it.
Yeah. And then the other one was Moonrise Kingdom.
Okay, yeah.
I love Moonrise Kingdom.
So if I had to rank... not all of them, but if I had to pick my tops, I would say for Wes Anderson, I would say, not French Dispatch. Grand Budapest Hotel is definitely up there. Might be number 1. I would say another one would be Bottle Rocket. I love Bottle Rocket.
We haven't seen that one yet.
Bottle Rocket's incredible. It's the indie film they did. That might be a little higher than Grand Budapest. Rushmore's great.
Rushmore was so good.
Rushmore's great. Yeah, Bill Murray's in all of them. Yeah. Life Aquatic is really good too.
Life Aquatic.
I would say though, and Moonrise Kingdom, I gotta be honest, not one of my favorites.
All right,
but I do love Royal Tenenbaums. Royal Tenenbaums is great.
That was really good.
Yeah.
What about you, Liv?
Yeah, Royal Tenenbaums is my favorite.
Yeah.
By far.
Okay. The announcement I was about to make before you said Wes Anderson was that I'm about to pee my pants.
You're about to go pee.
I'm about to pee in my potty pants. But
he's gonna go pee in his panties.
I got a pee on the podcast in my potty pants. Okay, but real quick, for every category, what's your top, Liv? Do you have one?
We'll read them off.
TV show.
TV show would be My Hero Academia.
Okay. Favorite Instagram account that you just started following?
I was not on Instagram.
She actually is off of Instagram.
Nailed it. Okay. Favorite object of 2021?
2021 beginning had dandruff. At the end, didn't. It was my scalp scrubber.
Welcome to the Grandma Podcast. Favorite YouTube channel?
Mr. Beast. That's my new one.
You just started following?
He's a small pod.
Yeah,
he's a small YouTuber.
I don't know if you guys ever heard of him, but and then favorite movie or movies top.
Yeah, Royal Tenenbaum was my favorite this year that I watched, and Spider-Man.
I keep forgetting about that one.
Sweet. All right, I gotta go pee my pants. I'll see you guys next week.
Go
Peace.
pee poo poo.
Oh, dude, I gotta do it for the last half an hour.